UK, Europe, US, and even in Singapore. So there will be a period where oil prices shot up to about 140 barrels, so the price at the pump will be at one level. And then when it came down, then the pump price will be adjusted accordingly. And that's what we are experiencing, we are seeing happening now, where where price of oil has declined from about 140, the peak of 140, to now it's about 125, for example. Okay, what do we have in Malaysia? What we have in Malaysia is that currently the price of fuel price, the petrol price, let's take the petrol price and the pump price is determined, is set by the government. And the government has come out to say that they will subsidize it by 30 cents. Okay, so that is a policy decision. When the government revised in June, the price of oil was at, I can't remember, I think it's about 130 and 25, 130. And the subsidy was 30 cents, so the price of petrol was, at the market should be about 3 ringgit. And the subsidy was 30 cents. And moving forward, the government has given a commitment that the subsidy will remain at 30 cents. So if prices go up, if prices, the world prices come down, then the market, the pump price will come down. So we will see that. But if the prices of oil goes up, some analysts are looking at 200 barrel oil, US dollar oil, in the next, in the immediate future. So that is, that is a possibility. In fact, it is something that is very worrying, but it is a possibility. You have to remember, the government has given a commitment that if prices go up, the petrol price will remain at 270, despite whatever subsidies that the government has to come out. So, that is the situation. That is the situation in Malaysia. We have to understand that the crux of the issue is really, and you are smart enough to think, let's think. The crux of the issue is, should petrol prices be subsidized? That's the first question. Should it be subsidized? Should it reflect what they call it, the market prices? Some people argue we are a net exporter of oil. We have Petronas. First of all, we are a very small net exporter of oil. We only produce about 700,000 barrels a day, and we imported close to about 600. So the net is only about 100,000. So it is really not fair to compare us with Saudi, Brunei, and all that. We're very small net exporter of oil. Therefore, we really have to think hard. Should we subsidize the price of petrol? And when you look at the issue of subsidies, I saw that there will be a session later on. You will talk with some of the young performers about subsidies. From the economic perspective, subsidies have the advantages and disadvantages. I mean, this is common about economists. We would like to talk about one hand on the other hand. So we always hedge ourselves. But generally, subsidies are bad news because it creates distortion in the market. And when we look at, that Malaysia in the region, in Asia, in terms of energy consumption, we are the second worst country. We consume a lot of energy to produce the same amount of GDP. We are not energy efficient. We can debate the reasons for it. But the fact is, our energy price is relatively very low because it's been subsidized. The subsidies, when subsidies will become relevant? Subsidies will become relevant when we really want to assist those people in the society who need to be assisted. So who are that need to be assisted? The poor and low income households, for example. So what you need is a very targeted subsidy mechanism so that it will meet and will assist those people we would like to assist. But unfortunately, when you look at petrol prices, who consume petrol the most? Who consume petrol the most? These are people who drive bigger CC cars. And given the high price of cars in Malaysia, it is very safe to assume that people who drive bigger CC cars are rich people. So the question I want to put across is, should we subsidize the rich people? Shouldn't we use that to, for example, help the poor and the low income, giving more scholarship to the low and poor students from low and poor households? So this is something that we need to think, and we need to discuss, think about it. And it's purely from economic perspective. It's nothing political about it. And okay, the second question was about when Negara didn't increase our OBR, that is our official policy rate, and was there any political pressure? Was there any interference? The point is there is no political pressure. And the question was very good in the sense that should we have a formal mechanism to prevent political interference in the decision and independence of a central bank? And in most developed countries, this is the trend that we are seeing. Central banks are given independence from the government to determine the right monetary policy stance to address inflation. And in Malaysia there is no political interference. And I'm saying this that, not just because I'm from Negara, but I'm telling you based on my experience that there is no political interference, and we have a mechanism already in place because monetary policy is decided by the bank, by the Monetary Policy Committee at the bank. And the Prime Minister has given a commitment to say that it is a matter for Negara to decide. Okay, I'll take another 2 or 3 more questions.
Can we give priorities to those who haven't asked questions yet? So, can accept 3 more questions.
Wilson Wong from Law School from Health University College. My question is quite a general question. With the ever-increasing cost of fuel, will we soon see the end of globalization and the beginning of regionalization now that long-distance travel has become commercially unviable? That's all.
Hello, my name is Ahmad. Now based in University Ahmad. The underlying cause of subprime crisis is the proliferation of debt. Today we have already seen the first sign of debt proliferation here in Malaysia. Credit card marketers and short-term financiers are all out in soliciting borrowers, if you will, without the commensurating provisions on education awareness. And my question to you is, what is Negara's steps, if any, to ensure that we won't be facing our own credit crisis due to debt proliferation in the future? Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Marzunisham and my fellow counterparts. I'm Quincy studying law in the University of Warwick. I would like to ask you to clarify the statement you made earlier in your speech regarding the banking system in Malaysia, which according to you is relatively stronger than that of the United States. So which measurement and statistic that support your statement? Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm here once again, Damian from ACCA Sun University College. I just want to ask actually, just now you didn't really answer my question. I asked why is Singapore's currency stronger than us, but you say what we should do. I mean, no offense meant, but it's sort of like rushing the slide. And at the same time, you're talking about fuel prices. Fuel prices, we know that our fuel is charged tax, a sales tax of I think 50 over cents per litre. I mean, so why are you charging us tax and after subsidizing us? I mean, isn't it defying the purpose? Now they say that we are subsidizing like 30 cents per litre.
Can you conclude?
Okay, thank you.
That's all, thank you.
I think clearly there is a lot of not clear information about the way we price petrol and determine the petrol price. And just briefly, there is, someone mentioned there is an element of tax there, sales tax. And in the calculation there is, but the government has been not charging the tax. Because of, if you include the tax, the petrol price should be much higher than that. So in fact, the government is losing on 2 fronts. One is the subsidy. There is a subsidy. And secondly is the tax foregone. You see?